good morning. Today is Saturday, July 4th. Happy 4th of July for everybody that lives in the United States, Puerto Rico, all the territories, and everything else. It's our day. Yeah. But today is time for our weekly highlight meeting, and today it's called Break Up with Your Sitting Routine. It's summertime. We don't sit in the summer, but how did I do? Let's see. Whatever. As you can see, I had a gain. I gained 1.8. So that put my total loss at 90.4. I'm going the wrong way, as they say in my favorite movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You're going the wrong way. I'm determined to get there by my birthday to Wonderland, so I have to lose 13.9 pounds by September 7th. And so I have to get a crack-a-lackin' if I want that to happen. But I weighed in this morning at 213.8. I really, truly thought it was going to be more, because if you watched my video on my anniversary, because my anniversary was on Thursday, Jim and I have been married 49 years, and we planned, we don't eat out. Well, Jim eats out, but we don't go into a restaurant yet. So we were originally going to get carry out, but we thought, well, we'll just make it at home because Jim bought a new grill. So we barbecued ribs. I had barbecued ribs. I had made my own baked potato loaded. I had dinner rolls from Texas Roadhouse. I bought Jim a pecan pie, and I thought I won't be tempted because I don't like pecan pie. But Jim bought me a banana cream pie, excuse me, which is from our favorite bakery, Pie Bakery. And it was just kind of funny because I had gone in and bought him the pie, and then he, when he got off work, went into the same bakery and bought me a pie. So I had a generous, if not too generous, slices of banana cream pie. And when at the end of the day, when I added up all my points, I ended up with 119 points until it was pointed out to me that I forgot to count my bacon in the morning for my breakfast. So I definitely ended up with 123 points for the day. I only get 23, and I get 42 weeklies, which I should have saved more of my weeklies. I had, I think, 10 weeklies left, but it was once a day, one day it was my anniversary, 49 years. I knew it was coming. I knew I was going to eat the way I wanted to eat, but I also knew that yesterday I was going to get right back on track, and yesterday I was right back on track. I had 18 points for my, so I was 5 under my points yesterday, went right back on track. Jim ate the rest of the pie. My had family over yesterday, and so I divvied up the pie for the rest of them so that they could have the pie. And the only pie left is the pecan pie. So, anyway, it happens. You know, it happens, and the trick is to get right back on track, which is what I did the very next day. I led up to that day staying on track. I know how my body works. I know that I consumed all of those calories in one day. It's going to stay. It could also be a little bit of a sodium gain, but let's face it, it's not 1.8 of a sodium gain. But the 0.8 could be a sodium gain, and the other pound could be a true pound that I gained. So I got to really work hard to get rid of it this week. And I'm not going to do that if I'm sitting around. So we're going to break up with our sitting habit, or sitting routine. What's going to be hard this week is we're in the midst of a heat wave, and it's supposed to be between 90 and 98 degrees every day this week until next Saturday for the next 7 days. And the humidity is supposed to be high. So I'm going to be doing a lot of walking in the pool, which is not the same, but it's better than just sitting. And I'll walk around in the house. And we have a, excuse me, we have a quality air alert in our area because of the humidity. And I do have some allergy issues. And so I apologize in advance for all my throat clearing, but I can't help it. It's just, it happens when the air quality is not the greatest. But anyway, another reason I want to stay away from the COVID-19, because although I'm pretty healthy, you know, your lungs are what's affected, and obviously with allergies, it's your lungs that are affected, so I want to stay on track with that. But let's get on with the weekly. Enough of my blabbering. It's called Break Up with Your Sitting Routine. An object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion. We all learned that. Yeah, 1 minute. Well, long enough to clear my throat, I got to see a couple hummingbirds come to my hummingbird feeders. It reminded me I got to change their food today because it's been so hot. I have to change it every day. I change it every day. I don't put as much in because it's too hot. Anyway, that's enough of that. But we all learned in science class that an object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest. And the same is true of your body. So you have to realize that we have to do better with that. Anyone else have high school flashbacks? Well, you know what? My lab partner in biology class, I think it was. Yeah, his name was Hercules Jefferson. And I looked at the, like when you're looking at your sitting routine, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, is that the right name? Did they spell it right? And he just looked at me and he goes, it's right. I don't know what my parents were thinking. My name is Hercules. But I guess he was a big baby when he was born, and that's why they named him Hercules. Anyway, there's going to be no final exam here, so don't worry. We're all set. But Newton had a point. And with so many of us sitting more than ever these days, I so apologize. It's easy to look up and realize we've been sitting for hours. How many of us have sat down to binge watch on Netflix something, and it automatically goes into the next show? So you don't have to get up to do anything. And even though you got the ability to pause it and get up and move or something because there's no commercials, we tend not to do that. When I watch a regular show, always like to try to I fast forward through commercials because I DVR just about everything. But I stand up as I'm fast forwarding it, and I do like some leg kicks and things like that. A lot of times I'll just get up and walk around. My kitchen, I have pretty much an open concept house, and so I can go into the kitchen and still see and hear the TV. So if I have to go in there for anything like water, nothing fattening. Anyway. But sometimes we sit so long, and then the only reason we get up is because we realize we need to get a quick drink of water, or we have to go to the bathroom or something like that. And it forces us to get up. And we have to get past that mentality. We have to stop thinking of something that's going to force us to get up, and we have to have the ability to reason in our mind that we want to get up. It makes you feel better. Your joints, especially as you get older, your joints tend to stiffen up if you sit too long. How many of us at a certain age we'll get up out of a chair, and then we have to stand there and stretch just a minute, just a half a second before we take that first step. I'm guilty of that. You just sit too long, and it's not like when you were young and you could just bounce up and go and run. We took it for granted. We really did. My favorite thing to do when I'm watching a show, it's silly. It's only because I can't do it anymore. It's just to watch people free-flowing, running down the steps without holding onto a railing. I cannot go down steps without holding onto a railing. I'm still nervous. I had my knees replaced in 2007 and 2008. I had one knee and then the other knee. It wasn't a long operation that extended into years. But I hold onto a railing, and I'm just so envious of people that just, and I realize I lived in an upper flat for 5 years, and I just flowed down those stairs. No more. But anyway, we can arrange our space and create guidelines throughout the day to help us get up more. Think of different things that you can do that's going to entice you to get up more. You could set an alarm clock in the other room, the timer on the stove. You can make a promise to yourself that even when you binge watch something, a lot of the shows on Netflix and that have a pause that it seems like if it was on regular TV, it would be a commercial. You can hit that pause button and get up and do something. Just for a half a minute is better than no minute, is for sure. So these are some suggestions that they give us. Break up a long day of work, parenting or working, or just straight adulting with a quick 5-minute fit-on video in the WW app. I've never used any of the videos in the app, but you can do leg lifts. You can do, you can lift your leg. You can do squats. You can go up on your toes. You can just walk around in a circle. There's so many things you can do if you just give yourself just a 5-minute break. Have another video meeting, switch locations even if it's just across the room. Well, we have TVs I have a TV in the basement, I have a TV in this room, I have a TV in the living room, we have a TV in the guest bedroom. So sometimes I'll watch TV in here, and then I'll get up and I'll walk into the other room just to see what Jim's watching. Jim and I do not have the same tastes in TV shows. We have a few that we watch, but Jim is an old movie buff, and I'm more of a current movie buff, so that makes it a little bit harder. Another thing you could do is text and stand. Challenge yourself to only respond to phone calls or conversations while you're up. That's a good one too, because how many of us like text? My family always says, why don't you just use the microphone on your text? I think that if I stand up and text rather than stand up and talk, it'll take me a little bit longer. So that's a good thought too. Ditch setting family style meals at the table all at once. Instead, grab each course separately from the kitchen. Well, la-di-da. I don't eat course meals, but when we do have our family dinners, which we haven't had since February, it's buffet style in the kitchen. So you just take what you want. The people that go at the front of the line tend to put a little bit less on their plate, so they always go back for seconds. But and then if you just want to get something different, you know, the only thing we have really on the table itself is the salt and pepper and the butter. And then if you want anything else, you got to go in. If you want another dinner roll, you got to go back in the kitchen. If you want a little bit more potatoes, you got to go back in the kitchen. If you want some gravy, so at least I'm making them get up a little bit. Set daily stand-up reminders in your calendar. You can put like an alert on your phone that's going to tell you, Alexis or Google, you can do that. I'm surprised when I said her name, she didn't turn on. Usually she does. But just something to remind you, because sometimes we just need that little reminder. We just really do. And then I've already mentioned this one. Leave an alarm set in another room during TV time so you're forced to get up to turn it off. Put the timer on the stove, you know. Put the alarm clock in the bedroom. Something. Just something to make you get up and move. So the recipe this week is for Thai beef and pea shoot salad. Yeah. Without the peas, I guess it wouldn't be so bad. And the cilantro, because I don't like cilantro. But it's a 4-point meal on each plan. So I will put that at the end. So like I said, I had a 1.8 gain. I can live with that. It's I enjoyed my Thursday. It wasn't too bad. And next year's my 50th. Everything will be gone. I just know this virus will be gone. And I'll be able to enjoy my 50th and have a nice big party. Be at my goal, so I won't have to be stressing about losing weight that week. And just know that I can have one day like that and get right back on track. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, share with me something that you do to break up your sitting routine, and as always, stay safe. So I will talk to you either on my daily vlog or next week at our meeting. So stay safe. Okay, here's the weekly telling us to break up with your sitting routine. It's very easy to just sit and not pay attention to how long you've been sitting. Try to get up during the commercials, or just get up and move around. And then the recipe is for Thai beef and pea shoot salad. I don't know. Other than the peas, I guess it's not so bad. I love pea soup, but I do not like peas. I can't figure that out. Oh, and I don't like cilantro. But if you try it, let me know. And how many points is it? It's 4 points on all plans.